flow like we moving ballet. Kalvo bring the story, every scene got soul. Yabui painting light, every shot got gold. Behind the glass or behind the mic, we break it all down, every wrong, every right. This the spot where the real ones speak, where film meets truth every day of the week. We the shot, callers no cap, just facts. From the first frame roll to the final act. If you living for the art, then you already know. Tune in with the squad, let the creativity flow. Yabui on the frame, 2 minds, 1 mission, elevating the game. From the lens to the cut, yeah, we calling the play. Directing the flow like we moving ballet. Kalvo bring the story, every scene got soul. Yabui painting light, every shot got gold. Behind the glass or behind the mic, we break it all down, every wrong, every right. This the spot where the real ones speak, where film meets truth every day of the week. We the shot, callers no cap, just facts. From the first frame roll to the final act. If you living for the art, then you already know. Tune in with the squad, let the creativity flow.
All right, we switched it up for another night of the Shot Callers podcast. We are back switching it up on a Wednesday for the Shot Callers podcast. We thank you for tuning in with us tonight. We are broadcasting tonight on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday. And we ask that you just stay around and tune in for tonight's episode, a special episode of the Shot Callers podcast.
On the frame. I want a vision. Yabui on the frame. 2 minds, 1 mission, elevating the game. From the lens to the cut, yeah, we calling the play. Directing the flow like we moving ballet. Kalvo bring the story, every scene got soul. Yabui painting light, every shot got gold. Behind the glass or behind the mic, we break it all down, every wrong, every right. This the spot where the real ones speak, where film meets truth every day of the week. We the shot, callers no cap, just facts. From the first frame roll to the final act. If you living for the art, then you already know.
We are here again, celebrating another episode of the Shot Callers Podcast. This is the 20th episode of the Shot Callers Podcast.
Yo,
We are back. We are back. We swapped it up a little bit today. Usually we have our episodes on Thursday, but just due to scheduling conflicts, we decided to go ahead and pop in a day earlier and surprise you all with a new episode of the Shot Callers Podcast. I am Calvo with my boy.
this is Yabui. They're waiting on who's next. And sorry that we're doing the podcast a day early this week. I have a nice football game tomorrow, and I have another podcast with the pregame podcast. The Joker's going to be on tomorrow, so that's what's up.
Y'all be sure to tune into that as well. Uh, how's everything going, you boo? We always have to start with like a little quick recap and everything.
Another little editing and just catching up with everything, and then took my son to our church's art school.
Okay.
So I think he's ready for school now. He was wanting to go to it every day, so time to put him in preschool.
Oh man, big steps, big
So yeah,
steps.
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, everything's been good with me too. Just staying busy. Uh, last week I shared on the podcast with me moving forward for a production of Sweet Dreams,
That's what's up, bro.
my upcoming feature length film. So just still been kind of working. That's a nonstop thing, and I have some other little projects.
Always taking donations
Always taking donations
for this full feature.
and
Feature, I can't talk with these headphones, bro. These headphones be messing me up.
And so yeah, we are. So we're getting ready to jump off our GoFundMe crowdfund, or not GoFundMe, but crowdfunding campaign. So y'all be on the lookout for that because we definitely are trying to raise some additional funds to make this dream come alive. And so I'm excited about that. Outside of that, cinematically, before we got on the podcast with me and Yabu, we were just kind of chopping up, talking about some things we've watched recently. Funny enough and ironically enough, we've both been watching foreign films this past week. Oh, I saw this other foreign film called Cache.
Okay.
It's like Cash, but it's called Cache.
Oh, okay. Not like cash in your computer.
No, like CACE.
This is
Yeah. It's a French film that I recently saw.
I'm watching a German film.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
How to sell drugs real fast.
What talking about? What you been watching?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. But the movie I was talking about, it was a good movie, but it just, man, the ending was just, wow. It just ended. It didn't like have an ending. It just went off.
Oh, like maybe they'll have another. Oh, it's just a movie. It wasn't episodic.
It's just a movie.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that's the end. Yeah, it just went off. But I saw this other movie that's on Hulu, called Night Call. It's a French film, but it has like an English dub on it. But man, that movie is good. So if y'all are into trying to break into like foreign films, you got How to Sell Drugs Fast and Night Call on Hulu. The other one's on Netflix, right?
Oh yeah, and catch up with Squid Games.
Oh yeah, I gotta start.
Oh, it's really good. If you can really pay attention to the movie, I would really recommend watching the Korean version. That's the I guess the native language, and then watching the subtitles. The acting's so much better. I hate the American dub.
I'm talking about Squid Games.
Yeah, but you have to pay attention though. You can't just do it while you're doing something else.
That's the thing. Like the movie I was telling you about, Night Call, I was just recently watching, and we're gonna get into tonight's episode. We just have to do a little recap real quick. Thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all here with us, put something in the comments. Also, if you want to join in live, you can. We're putting a link in the comments. You can join the conversation live with us. Feel free to tap in. This is, we love to have y'all join us. But the thing with the movie I was watching, when I first started watching it, Yabui, it was so good, but I was tired, and I was like, man, this is too good. Like I feel like I might fall asleep. But like with them foreign films, you gotta be in it because like you gotta read the subtitles to know what's going on.
Exactly. Just like the Hawaiian movie that dropped with Jason Momoa.
And I didn't even know it was
Yeah,
not.
so yeah,
I,
you really have to pay attention. It's all in Hawaiian, and then with the subtitles, it's just tough to be playing with your kids and then watching that movie. So you really got to set time aside to watch it. And there's a lot of violence in that movie.
Mhm.
So my people were really warriors back in the day. So I have to be in the mood to do that. Normally a rom com all the way, but
Speaking of rom com, so if y'all tuned in last weekend with us, right? So we broke down like what makes a film stand out, right? And so with that, we pulled up. Y'all be sure if you missed it to go back and check it out. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. But for this one, I would recommend going to Yabui Media on YouTube and watching it because we broke down some really visuals and brought up shot deck and looked at some shots from different movies that really stood out to us. So yeah, basically like a recap from last week is like we broke down what makes scenes or what makes movies stand out, and we talked about performances and cinematography and shots and music, how like every different element put together makes something like really good. And so with that being said, one of the movies that we were able to look at was The Photograph.
yes, I
uh
love The
and
Photograph. You
so your
need to
boy watched
watch
The
that movie.
Photograph, and yeah.
The acting, the story, the lighting is just amazing. If you like Insecure, you'll like The Photograph. Or anything that's lit well, you would love The Photograph. It's a great movie.
Yeah, so yeah, your boy checked it out after we was
And I
talking
did
about.
spend my dollars to watch it. I didn't watch it on any free site, so I did spend my money and gave support. So yeah,
But yeah, that movie, I'm glad you watched it, bro. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's like one of my modern top five romantic comedies. And it's to me, yeah, it's if you haven't seen it, I definitely one that I would
but bro,
recommend.
you haven't seen Love Jones or Love and Basketball, right?
Yeah, no, I've seen both of those.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you didn't watch those. Maybe it was something else. Was it Friday?
No, I've seen that one too. I don't know.
There was something
It
that
was
you
a movie.
didn't see.
It be movies I don't be seeing.
Juice.
So I've seen Juice, yeah.
It was something we had a talk.
We
It's
did
like
have a
you
talk
haven't.
about it. What was it? I don't know. We talk. It be movies that I don't be watching, but yeah. Um, you know what? While we on the subject of it, and we're gonna get into the tonight's conversation, y'all. Why is it that majority of people's when they bring up '90s romantic comedy movies, and if you one of these people, I want you to comment when they be like, "What's your favorite romantic comedy?" They be like, "Love Jones." I hear that so often, right? That movie is toxic, bro. Like on another
Is it?
level toxic. I mean, it's been a minute since I've seen it, but what I remember from the movie, and y'all, this may be controversial, but y'all can, put your 2 cents in if you need to. Like, you seen it, right? I don't want
Yeah,
to
I
get no
seen. Yeah,
spoilers.
yeah, I seen Love Jones. Put that something in your right thigh.
Yeah, so I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like you got these two people pursuing each other, they bump into each other, like they have a little thing, right? And then she like, I'm gonna move. I got a man. And so he like, what? Word? You got a man? And she moved to New York with a man. Like, terrible. Red flag number one. He dumped you in New York, so then you move back, and then
That's what Bill Bellamy, right? That's what we moved with.
I
She moved
think
with.
Bill Bellamy was the
Oh,
friend.
the friend
Yeah,
of
it was
Trey
another man.
Moran.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so you leave this man for another man and fly to New York, like everything's supposed to be okay. And he's supposed to wait for you, and then you come back and catch him with a little shorty, and you get in your feelings, and then you date his friend. You date his friend, which you knew they was friends from the jump before y'all left, and
I
try to act all innocent.
I think why the movie's so good is that there were no other movies.
Yeah, that's probably what it
That was pretty
was.
much the
But
only.
but still, and then so they have their whole little love triangle going on, and then it's like, all right, I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna do me, and then y'all missing each other, and y'all get back at the end. This on trifling. This is trifling. This is not. This is messy love, and y'all be like, I want that Love Jones type love. This what you want for yourself? I'm sorry. That's my take on it. Like,
I guess then it's a lighter version of a boomerang. Then that's toxic too.
I mean,
Who's gonna give up Holly Berry for Robin Givens, bro?
Robin Givens had money.
Holly Berry was Holly Berry.
I know she was Halle Berry, but she was broke, and she was
She was an artist.
she was, but she ain't like, he thought he saw more opportunities with Robin Givens because of her stature.
Yeah,
But I mean, Robin Givens, '90s Robin Givens. I mean, she still look good now, but
yeah. Holly Berry all day.
no, I agree overall, but yeah,
I got you.
when it come to when it come to uh romance comedies, like romantic '90s for me, 2000s 2000s is more my edge. Is like Brown Sugar.
Yeah, Brown
But
Sugar was pretty good,
yeah, that's my like my top one.
but the photograph creeps up and kind of beats all those. That was a great
You said what?
the photograph.
Yeah. And I think like one thing that we noticed from like once we went and looked at the shots of the photograph, right? We dived into it and we looked at the guy who shot it. Can't remember his name, right? Um Actually we can share our screen.
Yeah, pull it up. Boom, boom.
But when we looked at it and we did a deep dive and looked at the cinematography of the photograph, and we'll kind of use this as an example for now. We could look at some other ones too, right? What we were talking about and what we noticed that a lot of the shots that were in the photograph when looking at the DP's work in other films kind of had a similar tone and nature, right? Which for me thinking of it like since the last podcast was like, you know what, like and then I say thinking of it from the last podcast, but also with me thinking of it on the personal level, really trying to like look at and think about DPs and kind of reaching out to people in regards to my personal project with this film. I realized that like a lot of people's style is similar, right? Um, but with that, even though a lot of people worked on different projects, like I can look at and you can kind of look at different movies by different people, whether it's a director or a cinematographer, and be like, okay, like this is something that Yabui shot. I could tell like by how it's made that Yabui shot this, or this is something that Jordan Peele just dropped a new trailer for his film that he helped produce, called Hymns, even though it's directed by Justin Tipping, but he had his hand in it. But you could look at certain projects that people are involved in and tell that they had something to do with it, right? But
Mhm.
because of that, it's like I think getting down to the root of it is like people have a cinematic eye, right? Like they have a certain way that they capture uh, a project, whether it's a film, music video, or whatever. Like people add that, like it's what makes them unique, right? And in the past we talked about just having intention and really focusing in on your voice and honing your craft. But by doing that, you develop a cinematic eye. And I think that's kind of like what we want to talk about tonight is how you can develop a cinematic eye and what that actually is. All right, so I think
Our internet's running a little bit slow.
but yeah, so cause you hear people a lot of times, like especially if you're good at something, people be like, you have an eye for that. What does that actually mean? Like to have an eye for it. I think. What do you think that means? Let's just talk about it while we looking for trying to pull this up.
Basically, you just create something out of nothing. You just see because we're all gonna see like we have a location. We're all gonna see it a different way. What lens you want to shoot? Because I know you like to shoot with a 50.
I do.
That's your go-to, and I'm like a 35 type of guy with two shots and then trying to encapsulate the environment of the location. But yeah, I mean, just making something out of nothing, and that's so good because you and I or anyone else will just have a different look at it. How we see it, how we see the actors portray themselves or portray the script in that location. So yeah, and then and the along with the lighting, the coloring, the pacing,
Hmm.
what kind of music that we use, that's all part of your eye. So
That's true. And I think like some things like even from out, like I agree 100% with what you're saying. Um, excuse me, but I think like in addition to like really like finding your cinematic eye, right? Like a lot of us pull from personal experience. Like so, for me, when I'm trying to like even as I am now, really like trying to develop and like owning on my craft because I feel like you never stop doing that, especially as a creative. Like you're always looking at videos or like taking stuff in. Like you really just try to like do a lot of stuff to just dive into it, right? But a lot of times for me, especially if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see like I post a lot of videos of me just outside. Like I do, I go walking and stuff and do a lot of stuff outside. But like in the midst of that, like just observing, like I watch people watch, but I also like take in nature and just like um yeah, just observe. I feel like a lot of time, like especially with like with crafting stories and like trying to really make it feel real and personal, like you have to like pick up on stuff. And so I think like for me, with my just like and everybody's different. That's what we're talking about, like cinematically. But like for me, like I watch a lot of stuff and I look at like, colors and like how people's reactions are and just like observations. And I think like I take a lot of like those experiences and just kind of like incorporate it into my eye. I mean, not my eye, my work. Um, and that's what really like helps me develop it.
exactly, I like when I start things, when I get to a location, I try to like work out, I know, the technical aspect of it, and then get creative from there. So that's where I started. Could be because I learned doing music videos. So with music videos, like I've always said before, there's really no budget, there's no idea, so you just have to make something out of nothing every time. There's like, oh yeah, boo, we'll just leave it up to you to come up with your creative eye. So that's where I get my take from. So I just go there and then I start implementing some lights and then try to take in the story and then go from there.
I got a question. We got some people in the chat too. Mitchell Sneed, check out. What's up, bro? He said interesting take, and then Joe Foley put some fire emojis. Thank you all for tuning in and tapping in with us for tonight's podcast. Um, And so one thing I do want to ask you, Yabui, because I think like uh from me talking to other creatives who work like on the film aspect, a lot of ways that they found their like creative eye was first doing photography, right? And I know both of us are photographers and we take pictures. So do you think like being a photographer, like really just trying to find out like for me, I think it helped me a little bit uh, outside of like the portrait, and corporate stuff we do, but like just me just going randomly out, sometimes just taking pictures of like scenes and stuff, like it helps me own in on like my creative cinematic eye because of like framing and like the colors and just kind of like figuring out, even though it's two different mediums, but the lighting of different ways and stuff. I kind of like use that as a way to just like find out what I like creatively, not like intentionally doing it, but just with me just out doing it and then going back and like, oh, this looks good, but like incorporating some stuff like that into fit the mood of like whatever film content I'm doing. Do you do stuff like that?
I think I'm like the reverse.
For real?
Because I was doing lots of video first and then photography. I started implementing the techniques I learned in doing videos and stuff, movies, and then I implemented that into my photos because like when I normally shoot photos inside or outside, I always bring like a light with me.
Hmm.
This is a little bit different unless it gets darker. Then I start using continuous lights, and then that's when I start to use where it kind of parallels each other. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. I
But yeah, but it's not like the reverse for me. Like what I learned shooting videos, I implemented that into my photography until I got a strobe light. Then I just made all the different strobe light. Yeah, once you get a strobe light, then you get that magazine look. You really can't go back from that. So I love natural light. That's how I started because I didn't have a strobe light when I first started. But once I got that strobe light, then I was like, oh my gosh, this is all I'm shooting with.
yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know. I'm such a big natural light person.
No, I love natural light, but like
But no, but a strobe
to
light does like
to make that
just
melanin
yeah,
pop, if you don't have melanin, you could probably go natural light all day. Like,
yeah.
but like for melanin, and then you got the makeup, you just gotta make it pop. But I do love natural light. That's how it began. So, and you get a lot of your use a lot more of your photography techniques
Hmm.
doing natural light, but just to get that like So I love either way, bro. Because when we shoot videos, I mean, you're shooting outside, unless you have those expensive 1200, 2000 watt lights, like
Hmm.
you're really not gonna get that same look. No.
No, I agree for sure. Yeah, because I mean, lighting is tricky, people. That is just like when I still don't fully understand. Maybe one day on the podcast we can break that down or and bring people to break that down. But like when you really start looking at like the lighting really like enhances everything. But that's a whole nother, that's like a whole nother just
Yeah, exactly. And
language.
before you think about upgrading your camera's good. If you bought your camera in the last few years, your camera's good. The rule is normally whatever you spend on your camera and lenses, that's what you spend on your lighting. So until you match that, don't change your camera.
That's
Just
true.
put all your money, dump into lighting because that's what's gonna make the big difference. Along with color grading and everything, getting your white balance right. You know, trying to abide by that 180 degree rule,
Hmm.
so you can keep that cinematic motion blur. That everybody wants cinematic.
Hey, that's the way to go. But like when you said the lighting, for sure, because I mean, for me, like personally looking at it, like the peppermint lady was like a perfect testament of how lighting, uh, just changes everything. Like
Yeah, that
you know,
made the story,
it,
especially in that beginning
yeah.
where it was real tungsteny, real warm, and then you started, complementing with that blue colors in the
Mm,
shadows and everything. Yeah, yeah, definitely made the story, bro.
'cause it like, and I think now with the way I approach things, like I try to consider lighting and stuff, uh, head on. I treat it like a character. And I feel like because of that, it kind of is really used to enhance the overall story. And with that being said, like going even to like my cinematic eye, I think like when people look at my projects now, they kind of can see similarities between how I use lighting as a character. And I think like because of that, it kind of like it's like an added element for like how my projects come out cinematically. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
play,
no, no, I can definitely
yeah.
tell from your eye. Yeah, you use light as a character, and you also you use sound as a character. You definitely use any kind of soundtrack or anything, any music that you use. That's all. Man, I can see that in your film. That tells the story itself. When you start, implementing that music that you do use.
Yeah, and then so I think like when going back to just being like a cinematic eye, I think like uh, for people who are really trying to find it, I just wanted to pause to make it dramatic. For people who are trying to find it, I think that like I was saying, some things is just you just have to just exist, really. Just do it. Just be. But like I was saying, I recommend just taking your camera out, even if it's your phone, and just like look at just start shooting things, and the more you do it, we talked about it before. You'll start trying to find like different framing, but also how we was mentioning earlier, like different things like shot decks. You know, you can always look at and find shots that other people have done, and I wouldn't say mimic them, but oh, okay, we're up live. We're up with it. You can like find shots that you look and try to recreate it, but you don't want to get so deep into recreating shots that
you just
it
want to use their techniques.
yeah.
That's it. Just use their techniques, the way they position things, frame things. You know, Tarantino takes ideas from everybody all the time, but he makes it his own. You
Mm.
know,
Are there any techniques that you admire from a director that you've adapted into your work
um,
when like helping to like find your cinematic eye or like
no, I mean watching stuff like The Photograph or watching Insecure just helps me, but I don't know, just watching YouTube just I don't know. I just try to be technically sound on everything. Make sure I don't blow out the highlights. Try to get the white balance right because you know we're not only the uh, cinematographers, we're the editors. So I'm always thinking about the editing while I'm shooting. You know, so oh, it's just blown out. But then I've watched things on YouTube where these famous directors they don't care if they blow out this because that's their intention. So as long as you intend to do uh, technical no-nos like blowing out a shot or having something out of focus or having some jitters, if it contributes to the story and the story is pushed forward, then it's okay. So I try to be technical, but then not technical. But I just try to, like you, use light to set the tone of that scene, and then also be a character, like you said.
so I'm looking up the name of this shot. No, I think that's yeah. That was good. But I'm looking up the name of this shot where it's a shot that I definitely have seen that I really try to incorporate into my work. And this is basically it's like a POV shot that Ava DuVernay is really notorious for doing it in her work. Barry Jenkins is notorious for doing it in his work, and one other director I know, where it's basically like where in the moments of the scene, they're not the actor's not breaking the fourth wall, but they're looking like directly into the camera to kind of give you that feel where you're in the scene with them.
Hmm.
And so that is one thing that
Like
I
a snorri cam, where the camera's like following them.
no, it's like so like basically like if so look at me right, like I'm looking at
Hmm.
you right. So it'd be like this is how it typically is, you know, in a film, right?
Yeah.
Where the character's looking at the other person, right? But it would be like if I'm not long like I'm no longer looking at you, but I'm looking directly into the shot.
Which is you?
Hmm.
Which is the person that
But
you're looking at? I
so
got you.
yeah, but it's a name for it, and it's something that like they do a lot in Moonlight. Ava DuVernay. When a lot of people don't like this series, but I like it. That series that she did on Netflix called When They See Us. I've only watched it a couple times because it's a hard series to get through about the five kids in New York.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that one.
You seen it?
No, I know about the story, and I
Yeah.
think I've watched like the old version of it back in the day, where those kids could like go to jail or juvenile, and
Hmm.
then they do lots of bad things, or they get lots of bad things done to them. Is that the same?
Oh wait, no, that's I think that's Nichols Boy, but they do it in Nickel Boys too.
Okay.
That's the third person. Yeah. We got Shop Deck. Yeah, I'm gonna show some examples. What is Shop?
Which movie?
Look up if Bill Street can talk. Because Barry Jenkins does it. If Bill Street can talk, he also does it in Moonlight, and then Ava DuVernay does it in some other stuff. Like it's man, I went blank minded here because it's not breaking the fourth law. It is
ChatGPT, bro.
I'm looking it up.
Internet, man. The upload is fast, just the download's just not where it should be.
I guess it could be like a POV shot, but there's another name for it. All right, y'all bear with me. I'm looking it up.
I don't see it anymore. Maybe I can just do it. Go Street could talk. Let's pull up images. They probably have stuff in here. There you go.
All right, so yeah, let's see. You mind if I see the mouse pad? All right, so basically it's like this shot right here.
Click on this.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So that's actually a shot in the movie.
Wait.
Mute this side. This
Oh,
side.
shoot, my bad.
This
Wait,
side.
hit the. All right. So yeah,
Okay.
basically this is exactly yes.
Move it over
Let me
a little
move this
bit.
up. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
there you
having
go.
technical problems. Yeah.
Hit pause. Just pause and
right.
just scrub through it so we don't get demonetized.
So like basically like it would be like this character like we are now in the it puts the audience in the perspective of I guess like it would just be like a POV shot, like POVs, where it puts you in the perspective of the other character.
I got you.
And so like so we start off looking at this character, but then we see this character, right? And so I'm gonna go to shot day grid.
It's running kind of slow. That's why I went into Google.
Oh. But it's notorious. But those are like some shots and stuff that I personally try to take and incorporate with my work. Like it really like I was really inspired by how they did it. And because of that, I've tried to incorporate that shot.
Oh yeah, it's a subjective POV or inner monologue shot. That's what it's called.
Yeah, like no, I say yeah, like a POV. Yeah.
Yeah. Inner monologue or subjective POV.
Can I see the keyboard?
Sir.
And so cinematically, right? So that one, and then let's go back here to Moonlight. I like Moonlight is just a cinematic Bible for me, y'all. I like cinematically, I just feel like the way that movie is just shot and the lighting it looks, y'all might hear me reference it a lot, but it's just
That's moving fast for you. That's what's up.
it just moves. Oh, sorry. It it moves, but it moves me. The movie just is just great how it's shot. But even like the little kids, um,
Nothing like shooting on a cloudy day, bro. Everything's so much softer.
where's the I'm gonna bring this over real quick.
Yep.
Just so I can like you have these POV shots where like it's the son and the mom going back and forth.
Okay, they don't even use over the shoulder. They use POV shots
yeah,
to
just the
so you get immersed,
mm-hmm.
like I said, in their psychological connection with the character on screen.
Yeah, so like you like like at first we see the son, right?
Go to the left, bro. It's on this screen.
Okay.
There you go.
Like first, we see the son, but then we see like what the son is seeing. So like now we are embodied in within the son. and seeing how
They're like medium shots, so
yeah.
and then they change the lighting completely. Oh, with the okay, I need to watch this.
And it happens like he does it a lot. Like, you know, start off at one character and then you kind of, it just like, instead of using over the shoulders, he tells it with just like POV shots, right? And so I love how that was done. And so for me,
And then logistically, that's just so much easier to shoot.
it is. You just head on with the camera. And so I incorporated that. Am I typing? Why am I not? I'm pressing buttons on the keyboard.
Maybe hit the see.
All right, y'all, hold on one moment.
Maybe hit one of these buttons on accident. I think it just hit the wrong thing connected to another computer. Okay, there you go.
Uh-oh, not Paw Patrol.
My son's cinematic movies that he likes to watch.
This was You Were Never Loved. You Were Loved. Of course. All right, so this movie, You Were Loved, right? It's a short film I did a year ago. I'm gonna mute it so we don't get.
Click over here. No,
Don't want
yeah,
to
move it
talk,
over.
and it's so I did the same thing where like You Were Loved basically is a visual short film, but it's narrated through poetry. Uh,
Oh yeah,
definitely, you seen it.
yes. And it was from a poem. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I
So
love that.
the guy who stars at Taki Brown, shout out to Taki, wrote this poem and he came to me like, I want to do a short film based off the poem. So we did. And it really ended up turning out to be a great, I mean, an amazing project. Definitely fun and creative. Shout out to Kendra Salter, who is the female lead in this poem as well. But like, I, the whole thing centers around a breakup, and so I really wanted to. It starts off where like I, we shouldn't get demonetized because it's me. Uh, where it's like a
I like the way you color graded this as well.
thank you, where it's like a breakup kind of argument happening, um, and things kind of escalate. But then 3 weeks later, we and I also got to film in a Waffle House for this. Shout out to Waffle House, one of my favorite restaurants. And so, yeah, the color was just great for this. But anyway, like as the story unfolds, we have like these flashback moments. But getting back to the point that I was trying to make, let me see. Like as he's kind of reminiscing of the argument that led to everything, I wanted to like put us in it. So I shot it how where, you know, we kind of like are intercut in their argument using the POV shot, and it just worked out well.
And it did work out well.
But in the same sense, like I took inspiration. You can take this off. I just wanted to show that real quick. But I took inspiration from what I saw, and I found a way to like incorporate it with my way of filming to make it mine. It wasn't like a absolute mimic of what I had saw before. And I think like when you talk about finding your cinematic eye and your voice and everything, like you want to do stuff like that. You want to find don't go to copy, but go for the inspiration. Everything cinematically is like especially in the stuff we watch now, it's like a repeat or has been inspired, something that was like brought on from inspiration from something before.
Exactly. There's been millions and millions of movies shot. Just tell your own story, you know? That's all. So it's not copying, just using those techniques. from your eye. That's the main focus, from your own eye.
Yeah. But don't be afraid to like, especially when you're getting into it, whether it's whatever project you is, like how people go to Pinterest and find ideas, do that like cinematically. Go watch stuff, if you see something, screenshot it, screen record it, kind of like use it as a reference. And then like I said, like for me, take time to just like be, especially if you're doing like films and stuff, so you can know like and see how people operate and move to kind of like really just build the character and find that cinematically like what you're looking for. And I know other people like they say they listen to music or they look at paintings and just really just dive into like they go on like a creative journey or like whatever they're working on, right?
Yeah, I always have to use that music. If I could have the music, pick that music first, and then I edit to the music, and that's how I kind of set my pacing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it depends. Like most time, I wait for the music. Sometimes you do have to, because we don't have our own people to score it for us. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So we have to make the music or make the cuts fit to the music
Yeah.
for the most part. You know?
And that's what makes it like, yeah, the music is, it's hard for me to edit, especially to to silence. Like even when I did the Peppermint Lady, I didn't have music for the Peppermint Lady when I was editing it, but I found like temp music that I could like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fit to
Just get
help,
some.
yeah, to help kind of like fit the mood until I could like find actual music for it to,
But
move it.
Suno's getting great, man.
I
You can
know.
you
I
can
gotta get back in.
you can get instrumentals, put it in there. It'll kind of
Re-
remake it.
really?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Like I did the little hype video for Niceville, the pre-hype.
Uh huh.
I used put on. I got the instrumental. I put it into
By
Suno.
Jeezy?
Yeah,
Uh huh.
I remade that beat, and then I put some lyrics in the chat GPT, and it helped me write the song. I said, just I gave him like the premise. And I said, hey, this premise, put it into the put on song and just remake it for that. So it helped me rewrite the whole thing. And then once I got the beat remade, and I put all those lyrics into the song, I put it all together. And actually, you know what? I can play it because it's my song now.
Yeah, do that.
Hold on, let me see. Go to download.
That's wild.
Yeah, because I'm tired of getting all these copyright hits. So hopefully, this the
Now that song stuck in my head.
and you can even add auto tune on it. You can tell it where to put auto tune. But then that little the waves plugins for Logic. Now,
Hmm.
I need to mess with that. Break the stems though. So yeah, so editing movies makes you learn other skills really fast. And make sure this is the right one because once it plays like 3 seconds, it's gonna get demonetized. Let me play it. Yeah, this is it. See, I just remade it. It's the same song.
I put on for my team, on for my town. Nice feel on my back, we don't play around. I put on for the Migos, lights up, touchdown. Friday night we going up, whole squad hold it down. I put
And I have like 20 versions of that because I kept redoing it. I kept making little changes, add a little auto tune, add a little southern beat, and then I put Memphis drums. I kept like changing until I
Yeah.
found the one that I wanted. So, yeah, bro. And then you can change your BPMs in there. Then once you, of course, when you get into your editor, then you can slow things down. And you like to do the chop and screw, yeah, chop and screw remixes, yeah. So yeah, so
That was live.
yeah, I could probably do it right now. I could probably, but we'll get demonetized if we're looking for the music. But yeah, so you can take. Well, sometimes it won't let you take the beat. The student will tell you that you're taking someone else's work. So,
Oh yeah.
but for the most part, you can put stuff in there. We made a documentary like that where someone wanted a song but it was copywritten, so we kind of remade the beat.
Yeah.
So man, I don't know how to do that. I have to edit the the visuals. You know what I'm saying? So
That's wild.
I got
Man, you learn something new.
yeah, bro.
We learn something every time on the podcast. The
Yeah.
shot.
See, look, that's another version. 'Cause I made one because in there you can say, hey, I want the chorus to be a soulful sound, and then I want like trap rapper for the, or you can do vice
Vice versa.
versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just keep pushing it through,
Man.
and then you won't get copyright hits for now.
Yeah.
For now,
Well, you learn something new.
because normally on Facebook, as soon as I post videos, boom, copyright.
Right.
This song is being shared, or 30 seconds through 55 seconds would be muted. You know, so
This song is muted in
like 58 countries.
right.
This one I play in China and Russia, Belarus, all that all the time. But yeah, definitely a good tool for now until things change. Things are always changing, you know.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
get copyright hits on videos from like 10 years ago. I'm like, bro,
Really?
yeah. We're taking this video down. And then it strikes me from like 10 years ago. It's crazy. Anyways,
That is.
the laws change all the time.
Nobody's safe out here.
Safe out in these streets, bro.
But with that said, we are going to come to a close for tonight's episode. And we appreciate y'all for tapping in and being with us. We know we swapped it out a little bit, especially unnoticed for tonight's episode. But we don't want to stop.
We're not skipping a week though. Even
Yeah.
though we come here tired, sick, we got things to do. You have a meeting that you had to delay. You're supposed to go out of town.
I did. The day just did not go as
Yeah.
planned, but we planning it. It is great though. I'm excited for everything that is coming. God is good.
Yeah, 2025 is pretty good, bro. We have a lot of things coming up for both of us, so that's what's up, bro. Just can't, we signed these NDAs and stuff, so we can't talk about it. But yeah, there's a lot coming up. And one more thing about this week that I forgot to mention is that I shot that book commercial, and I was able to work with an actor. He had lines in The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
He had lines in Good Girls. He was in he's in Barry.
Oh,
I love Barry. He's in Barry. He was in The Flight with Denzel Washington.
You did say that.
His first time on set was in a scene with Denzel Washington, bro. And he said he was just sitting there. He's in I think he's like in a jail cell scene or something like that. And he said when he first got on set, like he had to play this serious person, but inside he was like, man, I was fanboying out, bro. I was like, oh my god, Denzel Washington, because literally like how far we're about 3-4 feet from each other.
Yeah,
that's how far he was. His first time on set, Denzel Washington's like right there, arm's length.
I would. Yeah,
but he's in that commercial that I just did that I dropped. The 3 fingers pointing back. So
if y'all haven't seen it, go run down to Yabui's social media and check that out.
Yeah, man, he wants to work.
It's good.
And he goes to SCAD, so he's out there with like a lot of young people. But he's been,
a lot of people who I work with that kind of like help me get other further opportunities are from people I met at SCAD. I didn't go to SCAD, y'all. I just had friends that were there.
I wish I could have went to SCAD, but I didn't know I wanted to do this until like 12 years ago. So
I've been killing it ever since.
I don't know. I just working on my craft, bro. Working on my craft. Try to be humble and try the best I can do. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't need all the accolades. I just like to do dope shit.
That's what it's about, creative. Share your voice. And with that, we have a final thought. Your eye is your fingerprint. Your eye is your fingerprint, and nobody else has it. Don't water it down just to fit in. Don't rush it to get clout. Protect it, train it, and most of all, trust it.
Yeah, but see me zoom out on you a little bit.
Man.
Your eye for a scene isn't just about what's in the frame, it's about what the frame feels like. Every shot is a decision, and every decision is a chance to tell the truth without saying a word.
Love it.
I love yours too, bro.
And with that, we thank y'all for joining us for tonight's episode. Hey, always go back and give us a re-listen and take us on the go. We have some really good conversations, y'all, that are timeless and that can really apply to anything. So go back, share us, listen to us on the go, give us a follow. But on the go, you can follow us and listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts under the Shot Callers Podcast. You can also rewatch all of our episodes on YouTube under Yabui Media under the playlist of the Shot Callers Podcast. And you can also follow us on our social media, in which we are getting ready to do better with posting on Facebook and Instagram under the Shot Callers
We do have a
Podcast.
million reels on deck, but we just haven't posted. We've been doing bad, but we're gonna do better.
We are. We just, no excuses, but we've been out here killing it. Like, we really been out here grinding and making stuff happen. We need us a social media manager. So if you are interested in being and running the social media for the Shot Callers Podcast, we got all the material. We just need someone to post it. So tap into us, send us a DM. We'll love to have you.
And it's trade for where you'll get some free photo shoots. You want some free photo shoots?
Videos.
Video depends what type of videos.
Video,
But
yeah.
you want some content? You want to trade content for content? All you have to do is post our stuff onto all our platforms.
And we even got captions.
We have all that stuff. Everything's already. We have like hundreds of reels. We just have to post them.
So come be a part of the team because we're trying to expand here at the Shot Callers Podcast, not the Pop Callers Podcast. That's hilarious, y'all. I'm tired, but we're out here. And again, we thank y'all and be sure to tune in with us next week. Until then, peace, love, film.
Bam. Boom of the shot.
Boom in the shot.
Yabui, they waiting on who next.
Calvo, we waiting.
Bro, we need to pull it from that song that we made. All right, let's be out.
All right, y'all.